All right, we're doing this tandem style like we do just about every newscast.
Tag, you're it.
So, Robin, we're going to get to know you a little bit, and we'll talk about each other for the next, 10 or 15 minutes.
I hope people will tune in.
The reason I think, I'm just going to say this straight away, the reason I think both of us love this station is at its core, it turns the camera on the people we cover and not us. And although we love this community and we're members of this community and try to contribute to this community, what we think Channel 10 does best is to show who's doing great things in our community.
Absolutely. That is straight from the heart. Mm-hmm. That's what we stand for. No doubt about it. All right. We ready to do this?
Let's do it.
Okay. 1 minute. Tell me about John Becker.
Let me just tell you 3 things that really help define me. It is my family, dogs, and being a storyteller.
Okay, yeah.
How about you?
It is being, first and foremost, a wife and mom, a journalist, and just a member of our community. You speak of community, just being engaged in whatever way I can in this great place we call home.
Some of our colleagues talked about stories that really have stood out to them and have been impactful in their lives. Is there one that you've covered?
This is always the hardest.
I know,
question.
It's so hard.
It is so hard because there are so many. You know, I think there are many when it comes to how you've seen our community rise. I think 9/11 was one of those examples when the Twin Towers fell after the terrorist attacks, and so many firefighters lost their lives. Beyond firefighters, so many people. But the fire department suffered even more than loss of life equipment. But this community came together and raised $1 million to buy a fire truck, one fire truck of the many that they lost, for the city of New York. And to be a part of that story from beginning to end, if you will, touched me on both a personal and professional level.
I think that story is so indicative of this community. Yeah. You and I have had the privilege of going to the station in New York where that fire truck worked for more than a decade, and both of us covered 9/11 heavily, and just we understood what Pearl Harbor meant to the World War II generation, because that was our Pearl Harbor for sure.
Why East Tennessee?
It is the beauty here. The access to the outdoors is what I love the most. Mm-hmm. I can stand up paddleboard before work. I can fly fish before work. I can mountain bike ride before work. In all these places, within 10 minutes of where we live. I love that access to nature, and I think Knoxville has just discovered that in the last decade or 12 years, has really embraced that it is that gateway, not just to the Smokies, but to so many urban gems that we have, like the urban wilderness, just to name one. It's just, I love showing it off to people in that way. Mm-hmm. And you know, Robin, I always talk to our candidates and I say, if you want to meet Bubba and drink some moonshine, we can 100% do that. Yeah. If you want to go meet the smartest scientists in the world, we can do that as well. And guess what? They may live 2 blocks from each other.
Everything to everyone.
Yes. It really, crosses that whole line. How about you?
East Tennessee is home. I'm not a Tennessee girl by birth. Grew up in North Carolina. Spent a good portion of my life there, but my first job out of college, in Johnson City, Tennessee, and it took hold of me. And so did a guy.
Yeah, a Marine.
Got married, exactly, to an East Tennessean. And after my time in Johnson City, we landed here. And this place has a way of holding on to you. Initially, we thought, we'll be here 2 years. We'll leave after that. No, it's been almost 35 years, because this community it's really what you just said. It's something to everyone. And for me, it is home. Mm-hmm. That is the word I keep coming back to. I love the people. I love the land. I love the culture. Mm-hmm. Why would you leave? Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree more. And I think our connectedness together, we have shared so many experiences on stories.
You're the brother I never had.
the ornery one.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think about one of the first things we covered together was the year after Hurricane Katrina.
Yep.
You were there in the days after. I was there in the days after, working for two separate people, but a year later we were there together. And then we covered the BP oil spill together. And we've been to New York together to talk about 9/11. So many of these things, I just feel such a kinship with you, just like a sister, that's another thing that has just helped solidify where we are. Just to have such a wonderful work partner is really, it's a winning combo.
It is. Okay, so you asked me the story that impacted me the most. What about you?
I cover service and sacrifice. Started this military series about East Tennessee veterans, their lives and their life challenges almost 20 years ago. And it's taken me all around the world. I've been to Europe and France for the 70th anniversary of D-Day and seen the place where one gliderman who was in his 90s got to go back and see where he crash landed behind enemy lines during the D-Day invasion. I got to see a Vietnam veteran from Knoxville hand his one-time enemy in Vietnam a battle flag from the Viet Cong that he had taken off the battlefield, and in a token of friendship shook his hand and hugged him inside Ho Chi Minh City. And I've been to D.C. and seen a World War II veteran reunite with his fellow tank commander on the steps of the World War II Memorial 70 years after the end of that war. It is just filled me with privilege, and so grateful that I've had the opportunity to do that, because I've met so many incredible people and seen so many incredible moments. Like you said, it's hard to pick one. They just all flash in.
I know. No doubt about it. Okay. If you weren't in journalism, what would you do? I know what I'd do.
Okay, well, let's start with you.
Okay. I'd be a chef. A bad one, probably. But no, as I've gotten older, I have found this love of cooking and baking sourdough. I guess more it's my creative outlet. But I enjoy the process. I love the starting out with ingredients, and before you know it, you've created something, hopefully, that others will eat.
Your sourdough's amazing.
Well, thank you. I'm kind of proud. It's been a process, though. It has been. But no, I think it's more of a creative outlet. So much of what we do is creative as far as our writing and our communicating. But for me, this is my form of art, and I enjoy trying new recipes. So that's I guess that would be my side gig.
I love it. I think I would be drawn to teaching in some way, because I think we experience that with the younger journalists that we work with on a daily basis. And I heard Katie mention one of the extraordinary storytellers in our world. He's a craftsman, Boyd Huppert. And there are the Steve Hartmans of the world. And another person I'd put in that is Al Tompkins, who I've learned so much from as a journalist and a professor. And I've tried to take nuggets from all those really amazing people and infuse some of the younger journalists that we run across in our career with a few things that they can take away as they leap to what's next. And I get great joy in seeing somebody grow and understand. I come from a long line of teachers. My dad was a principal. My mom was a teacher. My evil stepmother, who I love very much, was a teacher.
She is a lovely lady. I've met her.
My bride is a teacher. It is just, I have deep respect for that profession, and I understand seeing somebody succeed is so fun.
It is so fun. Now, here's a question that they gave us a list of questions.
Yes.
Let's be transparent here that we can use as a jump off point. But this question I want to ask you, and I want to answer as well. But who inspires you to be a better journalist?
I would say Al Tompkins, for people who want to Google him. He is just one of the Mount Rushmore people in my mind of a terrific journalist. He's a professor, was a news director in Nashville. I never worked with him, but I've taken lots of classes with him and have a deep respect for his approach to journalism and his insatiable interest in learning. Yeah. I really respect that. How about you?
Two, my colleagues and our community. I don't want to disappoint the people who I work with and who I greatly respect. You and the rest of the team encourage us, each of us, to do our best. But this community too, I feel so strongly that it is so important for us to share the information that's going to help people, that's going to entertain them, that's going to educate them, that's going to inform them so they can take that information and make the best decisions in their life. So those two, you and the community and everyone else in that, and Tom back there producing, I feel inspired by those around me.
I think that people should know we do have to do some transactional stories in our jobs where we talk about a wreck that's blocking I-40. But I think what we love most are those transformational stories that move people to emotion or to action. And that we've gotten such rewards out of that. But I'll just tell you, that really translates to me personally because people should know the depth of our friendship. And how much we loved our dads.
Oh, yeah.
You loved your dad so deeply, and I loved my dad so deeply. And when your dad died, I remember getting in a car with Todd Howell and telling the station, we're going to Robin's dad's funeral. And then
the same with you.
You came all the way to Lawrence, Kansas with your daughter for my dad's funeral.
Yeah.
And so I think what people should know about us is what they see on the desk is just like a snapshot of the depth of our friendship.
100,000%. There is such admiration, respect, brotherly, sisterly love for each other and for the work that we do. And I think that propels us. And I'm so fortunate because someone has a 20-year anniversary this year. I wonder who that could be.
Well, I'm
this
just
guy right
following
here.
Up 34.
It's been a while. It's been a moment. It has been a moment. But I think, once again, that speaks to this place, in this community, in these people.
Yeah, I just want to end with just saying how privileged I am. I know we're supposed to ask a wild card question, but I just want people to know that this is just a wonderful place to work. It's been a joy with you from the start, Robin.
Amen. Okay, I've got a wild card question. Most embarrassing moment on television?
When I mispronounced a terrorist name on the 24th of December, the underwear bomber in Detroit was arrested, and it was breaking news just before the 11, and what I did got me on David Letterman because I butchered his name so badly that I was part of a string of anchors across the country.
You weren't alone.
That mispronounced the name, and it was embarrassing. But also, I can tell you, I was asking our producers, "Does anyone know how to pronounce this name?" And they're like, "Well, right now NBC's tracking Santa."
Santa is going to prevail in that.
There was just no one around at the time. So anyway, how about you? What is the most embarrassing?
Okay, so you mispronounced a name. I called myself a totally different person's name. I'm going to shorten this. When I started here as a reporter, they gave me an opportunity to fill in anchor for the weekend morning show. Al Clinch was the anchor at the time. He had laryngitis, said, "Hey, come in. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I've never anchored here before." The producer, if you don't understand this, I'll explain it. The producers write everything in our scripts, our names, everything written. We try to stick with it, not always, but we try to. So names were changed from Al Clinch to, I was Robin Sells at the time, and he assured me, just read the prompter. So I'm doing the newscast. Everything's going well until we get to the very end. And I'm feeling very good at this point because I hadn't totally messed it up. And I sit there and I say goodbye. I say, from all of us here at Action 10 News Weekend, I'm Al Clinch. Have a great morning. He didn't change the last name. And who went ahead and read it? I did. But you know what? I didn't get fired. So that's a win, right?
100% it's a win. Well, Robin, thanks so much for sitting down.
Thank you. Let's do this again sometime.
All right, let's do it again.
At 6 o'clock, maybe?
Yes, we'll see you at 6. And Tom, thank you for producing.